Thank you all for coming today. This is our, like I said, our Internet Fire Artificial Intelligence Symposium. I'll do a brief kickoff in talking about the reason for putting this together. I had no idea. I had not heard anything of ChatGPT or anything like that until watching a TikTok about 6 months ago, and they brought it up, so I went and checked it out. And when I did it for the first time, it was kind of like a mind-blowing experience when you're using it for the first time. So how many of you guys have used ChatGPT in this room? Do a raise your hand. Let's do the flip side. How many have not used it yet? Okay. So we'll see you in the morning. When we started planning for this thing, when I asked that question in an audience full of folks of this size, not a single person raised their hand, and that was about 6 months ago. So you can see how drastically things have changed. There's a lot of implications, a lot of things that come about with this. So what we want to do is help make our community aware of these tools, make sure that our business community was aware of how to leverage these tools so we can be better positioned as a community to solve this issue when it comes to AI, because it will drastically change the way we live and work and play with each other. So with that, I want to introduce, so what we're going to do is with each panel that we have up here, there's going to be an introduction. They are going to get a brief 5 to 10 minute presentation, and then we're going to jump into a Q&A session. And then we're going to have several panels planned throughout the day. We've got a little bit of one-on-one time with some speakers who are talking about specific issues when it comes to AI. We've got a little bit of group networking and group activities. So we've got a wide array of things planned. And our goal is to get you out of here at 12:30. Does that sound good with everybody? All right, perfect. So with that, I want to introduce so our first panelist today. To my right is Dr. Fengmei Gong. She's the Associate Professor of Operations and Technology Operations and Information Technology at the University of La Verne. With that, Dr. Gong.
Thank you for the invitation. I think it's a great opportunity for me to learn and also to connect with the industry. I have been working at the University of La Verne for years, so just want to know, because AI is developing so fast, and I was a part of the AI, a small part of, because I'm a professor also in the data analytics. I'm doing some data management and some things, but I want to know about how our colleagues in the industry are using that. So that is here. Today I just want to share something very introductory. I believe everybody you have know about what AI is. So here, Zeb has talked about ChatGPT. Everybody is already use that. I use that for some like my first draft email or mails to somebody, the certain things. And also I believe today everybody, this is like everyday thing. We have like our iPhone, we have the face identification, and we have everybody, probably you have Alexa. In my house, the most biggest thing is Alexa. Okay. So sing a songs, ask questions, and also like a Tesla, self-driving cars, robotics, like in the warehouse, in the logistics industry. Many of you have used like robotics like to replace neighbors. So and also like a Tesla plants, they were already kind of in China and also in lots of locations they use the robotics. And we have like emails, spam filter system, and drones. All those are some examples of what is AI. So AI is basically somewhere the machine like basically use machines like computers to limit human reasoning and problem solving decision making. So this is a rough history about AI. So back to 1950s, we have like a neural network. Like some scientists, they want to create make the machines computers to think like our human reasoning. So there are some key days you have to go. First time coined AI was in 1956. Now in the middle of 1980 to 2000, that is the time for data mining for machine learning. So it's basically built up of different analytical modeling to identify hidden patterns in the data to predict what's going on next. Now nowadays, a few years ago, a very hot topic is about the deep learning. When we have more data, this is big data. When we have more data, like a variety of the different type of data structure, unstructured data, and we will be able to learn more from the data about hidden patterns and predict more accurately about the future forecasting. Some more is like those I believe I just capture some words we already know about like how deep blue is the world chess player like AlphaGo is like a Go player. So those are like things like machines that going to get people in some words. And so nowadays, everybody around us is talking about ChatGPT. That's a generative AI, and I believe that more speakers are going to talk more about that. So I'm not going to talk about this, but just to say, this year 2023 is like a breakthrough about generative AI. So when we talk about AI is really broad, large, really lots of concepts and applications over there. So machine learning, the area I am in is machine learning is part of AI, and also deep learning is part of machine learning. So machine learning, we are doing in our program. We have a master science analytics program. We're doing like supervised and unsupervised learning. In the data analyst life, we have like 80% of the job is about supervised learning. Let's say you want to predict what's going on. You have a target. You have a response variable. Let's say housing. You can build up a regression model. You can build up like neural networks or decision trees, different type of model to predict the prediction. And then 20% jobs is about unsupervised machine learning. It's about the clustering. You want to figure out like your customers, the common parameters, and then figure out the groups. Or you can use association rules, like one of maybe some of the sales of the items. Some sales items are correlated, like a reputation system, like Amazon, like when customers purchase these items, they also purchase others. How they are linked together. We build a model actually to figure out what items that are more likely to be purchased together. Those are unsupervised machine learning. So the AI use cases is part. I think our colleagues here are going to talk about more about that. This is some popular applications like predictive maintenance. We may not imagine that like a Google Master. They use machine learning models to predict when is the best time to replace filter to keep the best quality of filters. And also high-speed trains, we can build a model to predict what time to stop the train to have a maintenance. And also we use route optimization to see what is the best routing and customer service. Like we can use some robotics or the chatbots or ChatGPT even to figure out even not only about the wording of the customers but also about the prompts. When they feel the customers are not happy or upset, they can transfer to human. So this is like become more with ChatGPT or generative AI become more the communication with customers become more conversational, interactive, or more like personalized. And also like in the sales and the marketing these areas, the area like ChatGPT we use the most often according to my thesis survey. So now they are using like drafting the first to write the first draft of the mails or personalized mails marketing campaign or more generate text image and videos. So in our area, IT areas, we have some of my colleagues and students, they are using the ChatGPT to write coding, the programming. So they will be able to know. But one thing we have to remember here, at last, even the AI is so powerful, we have to the next step, we have to have validation. We need to know whether this measure is appropriate to send out. We need to know whether the wording, the coding actually can help we fulfill our job task. So generative AI and also AI is already replacing lots of the jobs. That is in my class we talk about AI, how AI will affect our jobs. Like many students actually, my students mentioned that AI can create some jobs. Just for my years, like the redeployment. Another one I want to share is that labor productivity. AI actually makes us more productive. So previously, maybe you need like a few hours to get the job done, but with AI, it's so fast. You can reduce a lot of time and get better job. And so on the other hand, that means that you need less people to do the job. So AI, I think, is like will automate probably part of the activity, the jobs. That is my next AI. But on the other hand, I worry about maybe one day AI will replace my job. So like as a professor, that's happening in our universities. Okay, thank you. I think it's some, if you're interested, you can check out the research series and also reports about the development in the AI field. That is my part at the University of my place here.
Thank you, Dr. Gong. Next, our speaker on stage is Joyce Odette. She is an AI engineer with smarter strategies and tech for teams. Joyce.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the AI Summit hosted by the Chino Chamber of Commerce. And I'm here to welcome you and also here to walk you through about how can we use this technology in our business. The professor talked us about the power of the technology, like how it was built, how it was developed, the history, and now we're going to talk about the practical use of it inside of our business, inside of our companies, our teams, like how do we use this to increase productivity, like she was saying, was one of the biggest things that we can use this for, as well as intelligence as well. And also I say that it helps to boost results. So how do you boost results? Because if your team members are more productive, then they can focus more on relationship building, customer service, getting better results because their numbers are more accurate. So I'm going to walk you through, I do have a list of 100 tools for business, but we don't have time for that. So what I will do is I broke it down in 5 categories that are practical use for your business, because usually these departments are already within your business or are being planned for your business. And I'm going to talk about the top 1 to 3 tools in that category, and at the end, I have a QR code so that way you can grab this whole slideshow, okay? So don't worry about it, I won't take up all your time with this big list. Although there are over 7,000 artificial intelligence tools. So 100 sounds like a lot, but actually there's over 7,000. So if you were to look online, you will come across a whole website that lists all of them. All you have to do is search what you need an AI for, and it'll shoot out a bunch of suggestions. So I did this work for you. I spent 5 hours sorting through these 7,000 tools, and from my experience, because I have 15 years of experience in sales. So 7 of those last years have been focused more on marketing and training sales teams. So training sales teams how to be more productive, how to close sales faster, how to shorten the sales cycle, increase conversion rates. But in the past 7 years, the world has changed a lot. Can we not agree? I mean, even since 2020, it's like a whole different world. From 2019 to 2023, we're living in the future, literally right now. Although AI has been around for a long time, I don't know how many of you were surprised the professor was saying that. It goes back to the 1900s. Back to the 1900s. And one of the first actual practical uses, while we get that back up, for AI was actually being used in the movies. So I don't know if any of you know this, but one of the first uses of AI was to translate movies. So the subtitles that you see on the bottom, you would think like, wow, it must have taken a whole team a bunch of hours to do this. Well, actually, Steven Spielberg was the very first risk taker that wanted to adapt how to use technology to increase our time to get these movies out, like we have to hire these people to do translation. And there were some AI developers, if they came to him and they said, let's do it. So from then on, he was translating his movies with AI, cutting down the time that his team was going to take. So AI can increase efficiency, also enhances decision making because it analyzes numbers for you, and then it gives you like the best case scenario, what is the best decision, because the numbers are what the he behind it is going to cut the numbers for you and it's going to recommend things for you. So that is the biggest deal about it. It cuts down hours and weeks into minutes, literally. I mean, a lot of you have used ChatGPT, where you're not surprised how fast it wrote that email, that blog post, and we're like, oh, how did it do this, right? That is technology, because we barely hear about it here in the United States, ChatGPT since January. But this has been around for a long time. So it also improves the customer experience because, like I said, when technology takes care of all those tasks that are taking up your time and your team members' time, they can focus on talking to their customers, asking the right questions, doing the right thing. So that is how it increases the customer experience, because it gives each salesperson, each team member the information they need. So that way, had you ever talked to customer service and then now you're talking to someone else and you have to answer all the questions again, that's very time consuming and annoying as a customer. You're like, I just answered these questions with the other rep. But with technology, now they don't have to, so that is what is amazing about it. So the first category is operations. Operations is usually the first department in the business. You're by yourself, you're working in your business, so operations, and then as you grow, you have a team. You have a team like that. So out of these, it's a lot more than 13 tools, but it doesn't fit in here. Although I've tried a lot of these, but if you don't have a CRM, though, I would recommend Monday. So I've done a lot of research and I've worked with a lot of teams, and a lot of teams already have a CRM. The biggest one being Salesforce. Actually, I attended a conference last week about Salesforce's AI. They have the most powerful AI, and actually Sam from OpenAI/ChatGPT was there talking about AI, and he was talking about how it wasn't meant to replace human beings. It was meant to enhance human beings. And so 9 out of 10 people that use ChatGPT, they do actually report they feel more productive at work. The other person didn't trust the technology. They were scared that it was so fast. They were like, what if it's lying to me? What if that trust issue? And so Salesforce was trying to tackle that trust issue in their conference. So they spent 3 days talking about AI. So from here, you can take a screenshot, but like I said at the end, I'll give you a QR code. Monday is the most powerful because it's built in already with AI. And this will make your sales team's customer service team see everything in one place. But if you already have a CRM, there's other places where you can also integrate AI in operations. For example, recording meetings, taking notes. That way you can focus on what's being said, especially as a leader. You have to usually manage the meeting, answer questions. You can't be taking notes, So instead, you set up your AI and it'll take the notes for you. It'll record it. It'll do whatever you could have done by hand. But now you can focus on actually leading that meeting or being part of the discussion, whatever it is that you're on that meeting. So that is how you use here's one of the rest of it. I'll give you a second in case you want to take a picture. And so in reality, it just brings everyone together in one place. So your goals, your support system, your team, operations, and there's also things for accounting, debt collection. Everyone hates that part. You can actually automate that part. Like number 17, pay me by, So there's that. I only have 5 minutes. I'm going to just walk through it a little bit quicker. HR and leadership. So there's 12 in here. Right now, a big deal for businesses is employee turnover. So you might have a really good employee, but then after a while, their productivity goes down, and you're wondering what's going on. They go red flags, and then they leave you, and then guess what? Now you have to go get someone else, train them, and then you can't expect too much of them from the first 2 weeks to 2 months, because they're still getting the hang of your business. So here is a way to counteract that, either Like by, for example, automating some performance reviews. A lot of times people leave because management, not because managers suck. Sometimes they do, but sometimes they also don't feel like that accountability. They don't feel like they're being rewarded, acknowledged. They feel like they're being overlooked. But sometimes management is just too busy to do performance reviews all the time. And or maybe they don't have an HR department, or it just falls through the cracks. But the thing is that can be the biggest reason why people are leaving your team. And the worst part about it is usually the high performers. So when they leave you like high up and dry, and like your customers are calling, hey, where's blah blah blah, because I was in communication. Oh, they're not here anymore. So it makes you look bad as a business that your best people are leaving, and usually they go with your competitors. So that's not really a good thing. The best thing to do is take care of your team. Take care of them, make them feel valued, and here's some tools to help you hire, select, also do the performance review, even coach. So there's one that I really like, analyze sales calls for salespeople. How are they doing? What questions are they asking prospects? And so now you know, like are they even good salespeople? If not, then it's fine, you can train them. And so there's even a trainer that'll help them pretend like they're talking to a customer, but it's actually an AI, So there's different applications in business. Content generation, we're gonna have a lot of sessions about content generation. So I'm not really gonna get into it, but you'll notice that there's 33 tools for content generation. And that's because this is where it's really strong. It cuts down, I do marketing, so I would make websites, designs, a website used to take me 2 weeks at least. Now I'll knock it out in like 2 days, and I'm talking about some real good websites. And that's because of all these tools that are available. Presentations. So this whole presentation, I made it using number 6, Gamma app. And it didn't do the research for me though. I did do that. That is the human element. I'm also an AI engineer. So I built my own app. So not only have I worked with teams using technology, I studied technology in Harvard, but I built my own app. So I did do the content itself, but the design, the fonts, everything was created for me within 5 minutes with Gamma. All I had to do was do the research. So this presentation, which would have taken me 5 days, the research and design, but any designers in here, design takes a lot of time. But I was able to knock this out in 5 hours. And so that is what we mean about productivity. It makes people 30% more productive. And this is coming from Sam, the open AI creator. He's saying 30% more productive. So imagine if your team was 30% more productive starting next week, and we didn't have to hire anyone else yet. Isn't that amazing? So that is the power of AI. And so there's a lot of ways here. You can also repurpose your current content. So if you have blog posts, if you have podcasts, if you have videos, break it up into ways you can use it in social media. And so that is a lot of the power behind the content. And now we're going to my strength, sales and marketing. So I'll keep it short because I know I only have like 1 minute left. But the first 7 tools are actually part of my app. So if you go to salesbuddy.app, you'll find the toolkit. It's a toolkit because it's a lot of different tools for SEO, for social media. If you're an executive, if you're either the president or manager, some type of leader, if you want to know your numbers, executive report gives you weekly and monthly automated numbers straight from your whole brand online. So you'll know exactly how your brand is performing. And I built these in because, like I said, I trained sales teams, and they needed this, and they didn't want to have to download 50 apps. So instead, I said, let me build you something. So now I just give free access to some of these tools for small business owners, solopreneurs. So number 8, and then on, it's about more marketing and sales. But I can't go through each one individually because of time. But I will share the QR code at the end. Although from here, I'll let you know that what you will most likely be using. Let me see. So one that I can like, for example, number 20 and 22, 20 through 22, those will help you get more exposure to business. Like if you're in the business to business section, replying to people, engaging your customers. also loops in, and ad creative lets you create ads all at once. So all the ads for Google, all the ads for social media, it'll create the images for you on time. And it'll literally do it within like 5 minutes. So that's really awesome. Like I said, WordPress, if you have WordPress, you can design with AI now, which is a lot faster. And so these are some of the tools that are for sales that I source through the list to make sure that you guys are only using the ones that for sure are going to be useful in your business. And customer service, because if you're automating tasks that your customer service team is doing all the time, then you're literally freeing up your time to focus on actual customer service. And so this is a way that you can do that. A lot of it is related on email, and this is how I also created you can create nurture processes with self-email templates. So that is one very practical use that you can use, even ChatGPT. The more information you're putting into your prompt, tell it about who your client is, what is their age range, and then it tailors the message to that. So that's what you're going to do whenever you do want to use AI, is make sure that your prompts are going to be as detailed as possible, including the type of tone of voice that you want it to write for you. So that is just a brief rundown on the list. You can follow me on Instagram or LinkedIn. This whole list was sponsored by Joyce Landscape Landscape Commercial Residential. And here is the code, the QR code, or if you want to scan the QR code, there's a link down here. So you can just go ahead and save this slideshow, even if you want to present it to whoever is in your team, you can definitely go through this list and see. So Sam says the way that you start this process is that you ask yourself what tasks in your day are taking up your time that you're doing every single day, that someone else can do it or technology can do it. And then you go to this list and then you start segmenting what you know that you can do. And so go ahead and take a picture, a screenshot, whatever you need to do. And yeah, we'll get right back to the panel.
Joyce, thank you very much. Our next panelist is Shelby Lamar. Shelby is the Associate Director of the Center for Faculty and Academic Excellence at Claremont Graduate University.
Welcome everyone, good morning. So just to get started, we've already kind of gone over the basics of AI. So I'm going to skip the first part a little bit because I don't want to go over the basics again. I want to get right into the meat. So I wanted to talk about 3 of the main things that AI is going to be able to do from a technical standpoint. One is machine learning. So this is the predictive power that some of the other people were talking about. This is how AI actually works. So you input a lot of data. ChatGPT essentially ate the internet in 2021. And that's how it has so much information. So natural language processing enables machine learning. So this is one of the biggest changes that AI is now coming to the forefront and brings to the general population, is that you can talk to it like a normal human, like a normal language, and that's why it's been able to be used by so many people. And this is the big advantage, right? So they're putting AI in things like in Excel and things like that, so that normal people without specific training can get things like Excel to do amazing things with natural language. That's why it's become so accessible to mainstream businesses and people in general. One of the other things that's really exciting is computer vision. So we're seeing a lot of advancement with facial recognition, but also image creation and things like that. So we're seeing the ability to do things like inventory detection and things like that. It will take a lot of manual labor to go through and look at your inventory, right? So we're seeing those things. We've already gone through how it can help with marketing, sales, customer service, and customized automation. But what I really want to talk to you today is a little bit of caution. And not in a bad way, I love AI. One of the main things that I do is help faculty teach students how to integrate this into all the new fields. So that's one of the things that colleges and universities are really having to work on, is how do we teach the next generation of business owners and customer service and sales and data managers, how are we teaching them to use AI? And so one of the things that we need to consider as we use all these tools is, what are the challenges associated with this? So one of the things that's most important right now is data security and data privacy, right? So if you know the secret formula to Coke, don't put it in AI, because one of the things that, right, don't ask AI to do anything with it, because at this point, we're not really sure about data privacy with AI. And so this is the biggest thing that I'm going to try to talk to you about, is really understand the tools that you are using. So for instance, ChatGPT, if you get the pro version, you can turn off the training and the history function. And that's something I would do if you have something that you don't want potentially training the program further with. For instance, there's a new lens Claude that can process, Claude 2 that can process a lot more information. So we're seeing people put large articles in and get summaries out, things like that. So if you have proprietary information in your company, don't use just the general ones. Use the ones that have some guarantee of privacy for your business. So if you deal with any kind of medical records, you need to make sure those are kept private for your customers. Again, I'm not saying that don't use AI. I'm just saying really think about how it's best for you to use it, because we are seeing some of these companies getting some lawsuits already about these privacy issues and about the things they are producing. So make sure that you have a good idea of what information you want shared. One of the best practices I would say with your employees is, especially if you have those that are working with computers a lot, give your whole team a pro version of ChatGPT or Claude Pro. It's $20 a month, right? And then I would do two things. The first is create a bank of prompts that people are finding very useful in their jobs. Right? So you can have this bank of prompts that everyone can share amongst themselves. That gives you a great idea also about how your team is thinking about this. As leaders of the company, you often don't know exactly everything that your employees need to do, and they can be much more creative in their very specific tasks. So let them do that. Let them be creative in what they can get AI to do. Then you can use that to leverage new technologies or specific technologies you might want to purchase. The other thing is using the prompt library. Again, you can look at which prompts are important and then purchase the particular ones you're looking for. I will say things like Microsoft are coming out with the products that are built for businesses that can guarantee those privacy things that you're looking for. So whatever privacy issues you're looking at, whether that's for those kinds of things. So they guarantee privacy for your company. The other thing I will suggest is that, I should use this up here. So I'll say, when you put, when quality is not good in the prompt you're getting out, you're not going to get good quality coming out. And so I think our employees need to do that. And that's part of the prompt engineering, to get them to understand what a good prompt is. So one of the challenges with the use of AI, let me go back real quick, is training your employees. So I would suggest at this point, AI is advancing so quickly, you should have them train themselves. And so there isn't a huge portion of people coming in to train people on AI in a particular way. I would say see what they can do. Let your employees play with it. And I know they have tons of tasks and they have tons of things to do, but up front, if you put some time into letting your employees play, get creative, use it as they think it can help them, you're going to get a lot of dividends back. And so that's one of the things that I see as the future in businesses at this point. It's going to solidify a lot more in several years in how these tools are used. But right now, one of the benefits we have is this really great opportunity where there's a lot of flexibility and a lot of newness coming out of it. And so I think the businesses that are going to succeed are those that are going to have this entrepreneurial spirit and this idea of really getting in there and seeing what it can do for their particular businesses. The only other thing I would speak about a little bit is the lack of transparency about the data that is actually used by all of these companies. So for instance, ChatGPT, Claude, those things, we don't know what data they were actually trained on. We do know that Wikipedia was one of the things that they were trained on, and I don't trust Wikipedia completely. One of the things to caution your employees about is that AI does hallucinate sometimes. It's one of the pros and cons. That's the technical term we're using now, is hallucinate. When the AI just makes things up, right? One of the things that AI is really great at is being creative, and coming up with new ideas, new solutions, things like that. But it can also be, it's not good at telling the difference when it's hallucinating and when it's not, right? It's very confident in whatever answer it gives you. So I would always encourage your employees to double check. And then two last thoughts. One is that the future, I think, of using AI in these big ways is that you're going to create a database essentially for each business. They're going to have their own database of information that AI is trained on, and then your employees can use. So that's one of the big things, is starting to document everything for your business, putting it in these repositories, and then AI can read those and give you the information you need. Your employees aren't going to be digging through documents, they're not going to be digging through emails anymore. It's going to be, the AI is going to be really useful for managing all of that information. So imagine an AI that is going to be onboarding your employees, and AI that's going to be helping your customers with all of the information about your business. You can actually see that with ChatGPT Pro right now. They allow you to put information, some basic information about your business in, and you can get better, more customized responses through email and stuff already. So I think those are just some things to think about as you're thinking about using AI. I really think it is the future. Productivity, I think, is going to be the biggest difference with using AI tools. The last thing I'm going to leave you with is a resource. So this is a newsletter, it's a security tools, and it has some courses. This business will send you an email each weekday with a very short email that has great information about what companies are getting investments, what's the newest issue that's popping up. Subscribe to this newsletter, also check out their website. This is a really top-notch, they're right on the edge of what's really happening with AI across the big businesses like Microsoft, Google, OpenAI, and how small businesses are using this. And they have great ideas, like they have a list of suggestions for business owners and things like that. So you can check them out and subscribe. It will take much of your time each day to read the newsletter.
So we're going to really expedite the Q&A session of this. So I just have one question for each of the panelists, in one or two sentences. What is the biggest thing that you think our audience here, which is supposed to be business owners and professionals, should take away or should be able to implement when it comes to artificial intelligence? Dr. Gong will start with you.
I think AI is going to affect everybody. Like no matter if you are a CEO or like a general operator. So, but we need to see how much AI can automate or make your work activities. Could be 100%, could be 20% or 30%. So that is the way with this thing. Like then how that will affect our labor or the business owner. Then in the future, I think I would like to imagine that probably in the future we don't need to work like 5 days per week, maybe 3 to 4 days because of labor productivity improve because AI using more machines to do the job. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Joyce.
Okay, so the way that I see AI impacting business, the biggest point is if you're using it or not. I know a lot of businesses are afraid to implement it, like she mentioned, the hallucination. That is actually a technical term we use this. Like hallucination means that does it just make things up? And so now people have this impression in their head, and now they don't trust information. So what I would say is that don't take everything that ChatGPT or whatever AI research comes out with the result. Don't take it like 100% face value. You still have to know your subject matter. So I would recommend whoever uses the tool knows about, not only their business, their industry, but also that tool. And also, it's not 100%. You can't just copy and paste everywhere. So you really have to take into consideration that you can't even copyright what the AI just told you. You have to change it enough, and I would say 20 to 40%, and also add has your own brand voice, a call to action to make sure that it's valid. So make sure you, if you're an expert in that topic, or if you're not, that you send it for review to whoever on your team knows about that topic to make sure that everything it's saying is truthfully valid and it's saying the truth. But in general, it's if you're using it or not. If you decide not to use it, your competitors will. And so they're going to be faster than you. They're going to be just more advanced than you, and you're not. And so your organization is going to stay behind, sort of like how the dinosaurs were extinct. You know, unfortunately, the businesses that don't move fast in this fast-moving world will stay behind. And so the reason of being stay behind is stagnating, getting stuck, shrinking, or even failing because you're not adapting. And so I'm not saying just I'm just saying don't ignore the technology because your competitors aren't ignoring the technology and you're going to see them move faster, quicker, and you're going to wonder why. And I'm telling you why right now because they're getting the first movers advantage in using this technology. Yes, there's concerns. For example, I don't use ChatGPT because it has been hacked twice where people's passwords and emails were leaked on the dark web, and so because of that security concern, as soon as I found out the first time, I stopped using it. And so that is why I developed my own app because a lot of organizations lost trust at that point. But what I would say is the technology is going to keep improving, so don't be afraid of it. Just make sure that you're vouching the tools that you're going to use. Make sure you look up each tool specifically, how trustworthy is this tool, but don't ignore it. I would warn that the future, AI is built into the future. So if you're not going to embrace it, your competitors are. So that is what I have to say about it.
So I would say the biggest thing is going to be training. It's going to be training the employees to know how to use it and to use it responsibly for the business. I think that is where the future is going to lie. So I would even consider thinking about really getting your employees involved. And I know I've said that a couple times, but I think the more people on your team that are actually thinking about this, the better you're going to be able to use it. And I think that this is going to be, like everyone is saying, the future. And so I would also suggest that Microsoft's new systems that are coming out have businesses in mind. And so they're built in with that security that a lot of businesses are looking for. Some of the tools aren't quite there yet, so they're wanting to use things like Bard in your email and stuff to help you out, and they're not quite there yet as far as the quality that it's producing. But that being said, training. I think getting your employees comfortable with the idea of using AI, sharing how to use it amongst themselves, and for yourselves, creating policies about how you want them to use AI so they can have some guardrails on how they're using it. But I really do think that, like my colleagues are saying, this is the future, and I would really suggest that you embrace it in one way or the other. But training your employees, I think, is really what everyone is going to, but it's going to be the difference between the companies that use it really well and really consistently to help their business and those that aren't able to keep up.
Can we give our panelists